Loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Loading Snacks Anime Chat Podcast, episode 35. How are you all doing today?
Hello.
Good.
I'm
And
doing
it's
good.
Day of Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to you all out there and anybody who's paying attention. And first
Happy
off, before we get
Memorial
started, how was your Memorial Day, both of you?
I worked and now I'm here.
Okay.
That's about it.
Brad and I went to go see Grandma. We had a little picnic and brought it to her. So that was
Oh,
nice.
nice.
But
Well, that's
other
awesome.
than that, we've just been chilling. And then we'll get dinner later.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, didn't do anything today specifically, but yesterday went to a big family cookout, caught up with a lot of people, so good times, saying good vibes,
Okay.
all in all in general, right on time, basically, like something kind of needed, you know what I mean? So that was right on time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go
good.
get started because we are
Fantastic.
here to talk about anime.
And you showed your man's ReZero.
I did.
Put him
At
on
the
to
end of the night,
some-
once everything
Yeah.
kind of died down and calmed down, he was asking me for some recommendations, so we went, pulled up the Plex, and I was, Windbreakers, you should get on that. Free Run, we had to talk about that. You need to watch that. Then just having to ask him and thought about it. Have you heard of ReZero? Of course, he said no. And knowing him and the type of stuff he likes, like time travel and that type of stuff, I was like, ooh, you need to watch this. He said, all right, let's put it on. Put it on.
Have you
and-
heard of this magical thing called
And
reason?
we watched the first 4 episodes, basically everything with Elsa and the loot house and trying to get the pendant back. We watched all that stuff. So they were all on it, especially when Reinhardt came in. Like, yeah.
Like I'm
They
really
had the
high up.
flex. Yeah. But good times, good vibes overall. Loved it. But let's get into number 1 on our docket, which is the news. So, Noah, what do we need to know about this
Let's
week?
do
sir?
it.
Yeah, news.
All right, let's get into it. First things first, we have something interesting.
Okay.
I saw this on another YouTuber's page, and No Game No Life director did the director of No Game No Life did an interview recently, and let's go over it. She possibly said some reasons as to why No Game No Life isn't getting a second season. As for the people out there who don't know, which most anime fans do know, but for the people who don't, No Game No Life is just one highly coveted for a season 2. It's probably the most coveted, memeably so, for a season 2 in the anime community. This interview, this woman's name is Atsuko Ishizuka. And she, if I said that in order, she did an interview about some of her directing career and what it takes to produce anime, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a long interview, but she talked shortly about No Game No Life. It seemed like No Game No Life kept popping up, and it seemed like she was a little dodgy during it, just because it was a highlight of her career, but it so it obviously came up a lot.
Yeah.
But she explains a little bit why some people think maybe this is why it's not getting a season 2. It's possibly because she pushed a few boundaries and now it required a certain amount of work, specifically with the art. Because if you've seen No Game No Life,
I've not seen it. No, I know about all this, but I've not seen it.
I have not seen it in a while. I did watch it originally, but it has been years since I've seen it. But I remember most of it.
Well, No Game No Life, the art, anybody who's seen it knows the art is really eye-popping. And she states that she tried to stick really close to the light novel art, et cetera, et cetera. And she states a little bit of how she wanted to just do something a little bit crazy, but she didn't know. She was kind of like breaking taboos in anime art standards, as to where, for example, the line work of characters is generally black in anime, generally.
Yeah.
And that's the rule. It's either black or white, usually. And in No Game No Life, it's yellow, red, green. So that's something you don't see,
unique.
and something that, may have received some pushback. So I'll share this and we can see a little bit of what she said.
実はそんなに意識して派手にしてたつもりはないん
You
です
can
よ。
hear, right?
その桜賞とか
Yeah.
ノーゲームノーライフとかライトノベルなのって原作のイラストがもともとあるじゃないですか。 でそのイラストの色使いっていうのは素敵だなと思ったからそれを再現しようとしただけなんですよね。ただやっぱりアニメーションの作り方、特に日本のジャパニメーションの場合そのシステム化されたものなので色の作り方にも当然ルールや傾向っていうのがあるん
See,
です
there
よ
are
ね。
some rules and
私はそれを
trends.
知らないから無視した。
I know them.
なので
I
仕上
didn't
げさ
know
んから
them, so
は
I ignored
ここに
them.
そんな色乗せるのって最初は抵抗
There
が
are
あって
some resistance.
バランスを
And
取
if
る
you know, we talked about this before, Lo. Japanese media, they're not
Yeah.
defaming
don't.
anyone to any degree. As to
No.
where if this was America, they'd be like, they wouldn't let me do shit. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? But
Yep,
she's
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
excuse my language. She's like, there was a little bit of resistance from the color department as to where they're probably like getting endless submissions. No, do it again, do it again, do it again. You know what I mean? Because she
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
the standard. So
やり方が難しくなるから今までのルールが通用しなくなってしまうのでスタッフと共有するのが難しくなるので
hard time
最初は
convincing
や
my
っぱり
staff.
どうしたらいいんだろうって
It's your staff. They need to do what you tell them to do. You the
そう
boss.
なんですけどでも
I
私
wasn't
は
sure if I
そんなの
caused
知
a
らない
huge
から
hassle.
イラ
Yeah,
スト
but
の
like especially and also Japanese work culture is a team environment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And you don't
You're always
disobey the
working.
boss.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't even know if she's the boss. She's a director, so she's working
Yeah.
for somebody as well. She's got a department that's working for her, but she may not be that type of person. You know what I mean? She may be the type of
Yeah.
person who wants to flourish with
Look.
everyone.
色が綺麗に、
Exactly.
私はもともとそのイラストとか絵を描く方しかやったことがないからアニメーションのシステムなんて知らないのでだってこれが綺麗なんだもんって言ってこういう風に表現したいんだよってやってるうちにいつの間にかルールを破っていただけです迷惑かけてます、これもなんか意識的にそうしようって思ってるよりは単純にその普通のアニメーションの方程式から外れた表現を知らず知らずのうちにやってしまっているってことだと思います。
She makes me want to go
そ
watch
れ
it.
をちょっとだけ意識したのが実は
It's
より
good.
多
You
い
should
なん
watch
で
it.
すよ。
Okay, so that's about sums it up, and she only talks about it for a little bit. But what a lot of people have thought now is that possibly just, and there was also like she made a joke that during the process of creating it, she lost 7 kilos, and other people talked about how they were sleeping at the job to create it. So it's possible that it's just like requires a lot of effort to do it again. And if they would do it again, they want her to direct it. There was also some pushback. So it's just kind of something they've left alone.
Yeah.
And
maybe if she would want
go.
to do it again, she probably want more freedom to do the type of stuff she was talking about that she was getting pushback on. You know,
Yep.
so yeah.
And
But
there you
she
go.
definitely makes you want to watch it though.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should. I think it's a good 12-episode anime.
I can knock it out.
I think that's a little bit overhyped, but it's definitely a little bit forgettable for me. But I definitely think it was good. Not forgettable as in because I still remember the plot, but
Yeah. I think it's unique in one of that main points because of the art style, the line work, especially if you know, not if even if you've read it, but just if you know the images. It's very unique and it's very beautiful. That's the thing.
Yep.
You'll always remember it due to the art even if you don't like the story.
Yeah, that's true. The art does look really good. So I definitely do recommend watching it.
Yeah, for sure.
Next we have more solo leveling news. Because it just keeps
Of
going
course.
on
Of course. What great thing have they done this week?
Everybody knows about this news.
I was going to say, if it's the news I think about, everyone should know it.
Which we'll talk about this because I have a thing we're going to do during the free talk.
Yay!
So we'll just talk about this briefly. But Solo Leveling has obviously won Anime of the Year. It's won 8 other awards during the Anime of the Year, and people are upset. And this is more so what I want to talk about.
Okay,
is people being upset over the award.
People
Crunchyroll helped produce. So Crunchyroll helped produce Solo Leveling.
Yes.
As we know, y'all have heard me say this before. I'm a huge Solo Leveling fan.
Yes.
We all know this.
Yes.
So I was happy it won, but y'all have also heard me say that I think Freerun deserves to win the Anime of the Year.
Absolutely.
And you also just don't like
And,
the Crunchyroll Awards because they're really not that good.
You've also heard me say for many years how poop the Crunchyroll Awards is, and nobody said nothing. When Vinland Saga didn't win nothing, crickets, right? When Chainsaw Man didn't win nothing, crickets. Chainsaw Man wasn't even on the awards. Still didn't get no award. when Maiden Abyss season 2 was beat in the fantasy category by Demon Slayer, a shonen.
Terrible.
Which
That's
doesn't
a
make
failure.
sense.
Yeah, that's a failure.
And I was screaming on Twitter. I was screaming on Facebook. So now I say, y'all lost, cry about it. I hope y'all will finally say something, which I see that you are, because I've been saying for a long time that this thing is rigged. One, we all know, well, first of all, they came out a few years ago and said that 70% voting is the judges, 30% is from the fans.
Which
So
doesn't
that
make
means that
sense.
it doesn't, especially because I've seen the judges over the year. 2 years ago, when Jujutsu Kaisen won everything and Vinland Saga didn't win anything, they had a bunch of creators, and the only one who was on that list who really watches anime is Kaho Shibuya, the chick I've met a bunch of times at Otakon.
Yeah,
she was the only one on there who truly watches everything that comes out, or on the level that we do. You know
I
what
think
mean?
it's weird that there are judges in general. To be completely honest, you would think it'd be if it's anime year, it should be fan vote.
Well, what the judges do is they, first of all, they nominate the things for the year. So they pick the nominations. That's one of the biggest rules for the judges.
I think that's
It's like
weird
picking
though.
the nomination.
Why do you
I
have
mean,
to pick
somebody's gotta pick it.
nominations? What it should be what's pop like it's based on Crunchyroll. I would think it's what's popular on Crunchyroll.
Well, that's the issue right now, is that it is based on what's popular. That's the issue. The judge's main role is to nominate stuff, and then they also have a role that we found out a few years ago is having a big say in what wins, probably like a jury type deal. So I don't know if Orb is supposed to come next year, but that was snuffed. But here's the thing. My thing is Crunchyroll might have messed up a little bit. Also, y'all don't know this. A lot of y'all may not know this. Crunchyroll helped produce Solo Leveling.
Right.
Crunchyroll owns I believe Sony owns Crunchyroll and Aniplex.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that they would allow obviously one to win. On top of, here's my little theory about this, right? I told y'all this. I think that both of them deserve to win. Unfortunately, they both came out in the same year, but to me, I'm not as mad as everyone else because the impact that Solo Leveling had was not regular. And people are acting like, oh, it's just the hype. It was just a little bit of this and just a little bit of that. But the level it had was more than all the other just a little bit of this or just a little bit of that. We got a whole bunch of just oral farming. We got a whole bunch of just fights. And just why did this one have impact on global levels? Because it was it was a special thing. It was special. Regardless of how much you didn't think it had depth, regardless of this or that, that's my theory on why I'm not as upset. I do think Freerin deserved it, and I would have liked to see it get it, but I'm not upset because I think both of them, its impact is as strong as Freerin being a perfect anime.
I agree with that.
In my opinion.
I agree with that.
Like their merits equal each other out.
Yeah.
Just like somebody in the NBA who can dunk real well and somebody who can shoot threes just as well. They both are just as good players.
They both put up the numbers, but they're just different.
Because that's my thing is like the people were mad about obviously Sung Jin Woo getting the main character because a lot of Apothecary Diary fans wanted Mao Mao. And I was like, well, first of all, it wasn't that popular as the other options as free written stuff.
True,
But second, it's people are like, Sung Jin Woo doesn't have any depth, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, if Goku was there, he would win. He doesn't have any depth. I'm like, we're saying best. It doesn't say well written. So I'm like, I feel like people are getting a little upset about that when I'm like, the best doesn't have to be the deepest, the well-written, the most impactful story. It's just saying, what is the overall best? What did people enjoy the most? So,
best equals favorite. I mean, that's just down to what it is. Best equals favorite.
It was this time around.
It was Aaron before.
Right. Yes. Unfortunately, the Crunchyroll Awards don't matter as much outside. The other categories don't really matter besides the main award to people because it won best drama and people just don't care about that, which I understand. And I'm going to explain why I think Crunchyroll messed up. But I think that it still won it. But if this was like the Grammys, for example, if it won a Grammy, people would have been like, it won a Grammy. And Black Panther won one and Avengers won one, right? They wouldn't be like, Avengers won this Grammy and they'd be like, it won a Grammy. Right. Now, people do talk a little bit of poop about Black Panther Grammy because it is a costume Grammy, and that's like the only one that Marvel has or something. So I have heard that talk, but usually it's like, okay, you won a Grammy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like you got this. So I feel like that's part of the thing is like the other categories don't really matter to people. They're like, if you won best anime, you get best anime, you know? So
Yes.
Gotcha.
now, not to yap too much about this because I got a bunch of other categories, but this is where I think Crunchyroll messed up. I
Okay.
think that first of all, I can't remember which series, but there were series in there to vote for that said their season 2.
Okay. I remember,
Yeah.
I remember
Now
you
we
bringing it up.
talked about this, and I said that I was like 75% sure this was the first season,
Yes, you
but
did.
recency bias was going to take over. And I wasn't sure because other things said season 2, but this one didn't. What Crunchyroll messed up on is not saying season 1, because I would have changed. A lot of people were like, okay, season 1. Even fans who like Freerun were just recent and like, yo, this was just too hype. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if they saw season 1, they might be like, okay, let me give it to Freerun because I know season 2 will be in there next year.
Yeah.
So now we have a problem. If season 2 is in there next year, which it will be, it's going to win again. So
Yeah.
be prepared to see
See it again.
maybe your
Yeah.
first time back-to-back Anime of the Year award, because if Freerun can't beat it out in almost any category, then it's like,
It's not
And I
going to
think
get
they had-
anything.
yeah, I think they had the most votes ever. I think they had 50 million, which is crazy. So
Jeez.
yeah. So a
That's
lot of
good.
it was the voters. I think the problem is that, and I think this will always be the problem, is that they're gonna get voters, they're gonna get judges that are not core anime fans. So they're just gonna decide based on certain popularity tactics.
Mhm.
And I think popularity matters to a degree. And that's where I
Yes.
think like Soul Leveling, yeah, deserved to get it. I would have liked Freerun, but I think that because they I don't know. I think they're just like, this just made so much noise. It's undeniably got to be it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I did
So-
fully expect it to be Freerun, but I'm not mad also that it's solo because it's just.
I mean, I'm not
fully
mad,
expected it
but
to be
it's
solo,
definitely
100%.
hyped. I mean, you could, yeah, it was obvious that if something has the most hype, it's gonna win. Like no matter what, no matter how many fans, no matter how much better something else, or quote unquote better,
Mhm.
you think it might be, the one that's obviously more popular is gonna win. So it was hands down, it was gonna be Solo Leveling. Freerun was definitely
Yeah.
gonna be up there, but unfortunately, I think most everyone knew going in, what's the point of voting? It's gonna be Solo.
Yeah. Well, but a lot of people put down too, and a lot of the casual fans really voted for this for sure, because
Yeah.
a lot of people probably not just nearly as much didn't watch Freerun, but also I just think
That's
that
true.
they should just do these things a little bit better. I definitely said I think they should do the categorizing better. Y'all know
Yes,
I already
definitely, yeah.
and one of the reasons, because I'm a super Freerun fan, but one of the reasons why I'm not as upset is because I gave up on this awards 2 years ago when Jujutsu Kaisen won, or 3 years ago when Jujutsu Kaisen won with 13 episodes out. I was very upset, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's just pop. Like, I understand popularity and you're gonna want to promote, but at this point it looks like you'd never promote a series that you feel like is better and you genuinely think is better but isn't popular to your brand. Because once
Yeah.
again, we know that Crunchyroll didn't get the full rights to streaming Dandadan. So what a lot of people think is they sabotaged the promotion for it, because a lot of people went to Netflix, and Dandadan barely had any promotions, but it was one of the hottest titles of the year, not even on Crunchyroll, because mostly on Netflix. And we saw what happened for Kaiju number 8. They had a damn countdown. That was the first time we seen that on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
They had like a countdown. For Soul Leveling, it's still promoted heavily by Crunchyroll. You know what I mean? For all these different series. So it was like Dandadan was kind of just one they threw on like it was a regular seasonal, and that was not a regular seasonal. So Crunchyroll obviously is going to put something that promotes themselves up there.
Yes, they
And
are.
like I said, at this point, to y'all, because y'all didn't say nothing when Demon Slayer got every award it didn't deserve for 3 years straight. Like, it deserved some awards, but like some stuff it was getting just to get. When it was in the fantasy category, I was ready to just say I'm deleting my Crunchyroll subscription. Because we as fantasy enjoyers, our Dan Machi, our Freerun, our Made in Abyss, our you know what I'm saying, our Isekai lovers, like, we are the ones who are seeing this and like, we need a little recognition, because Isekai never gets the recognition.
No, it
But
doesn't.
we need a little bit. So it's like when Demon Slayer was in fantasy and Made in Abyss and season 4 of Overlord was in there, I was like, bro, no,
that was crazy.
bro. No, bro. But
We
now
saw the
got
writing
Isekai
on the
fantasy.
wall.
Now we got an Isekai category for the first time.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have something to say about that.
That's how I feel about Soul Leveling winning. Like I said, I don't feel too bad because first of all, I knew it was going to happen. Second of all, like I said, I think its impact is as good as Frieren was a perfect anime. That they had a global impact award for Attack on Titan. You saw that? That was a new award.
Mhm.
It's like a global impact award. We'll talk about that later too, but it basically means you did globally a lot of impact, which I agree. Attack on Titan is a great one to get that, but I'm like, Soul Leveling could have won that one too, for real, for real.
It could have, yeah.
And with the
To be
level
honest,
of
I'm
impact,
just
so
done with seeing Attack on Titan everywhere.
so that's that was my next note, was that they made a new award, and the awards the Global Impact Award, and it's basically an award for an anime that had a global impact. And Attack on Titan is 100% one of those. You know what my term is for that?
Yeah.
My term is you transcend anime, and that's the global. I think global impact makes more sense.
Transcend the anime.
Yeah, you transcend
Attack on
anime.
Titan,
No, it's
Attack on
true.
Titan definitely deserves that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's an anime that people who don't watch anime will
They know
watch.
about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anime, but I've seen Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
It's on that level. So
It's like I don't watch Pokemon, but I know who Pikachu is.
right. I think Demon Slayer will probably get it next, honestly.
Yeah, probably. It's broken out of the weed category.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on from anime of the year.
Okay.
To Your Eternity manga will end in 2 chapters. And
Okay.
that's unfortunate to see, but the next season was announced. I'm hyped for it coming out.
Yeah, I'm not going back to the
like
anime after I finished season 1. I was like, no, that was too much. I need to relax and go watch something dumb or something. Like, that was just too much.
Bro, it's not that sad, bro. Sack up, bro. Bro, I can't stand somebody who's like, I can't. It's too sad. I'm like,
I
bro.
was jump right into season 2 at that time. Like, no, that was enough. Let me break it up.
Season 2,
and then come back to
season 2 isn't sad. Season 2 is like, it's a whole different like type of story. That's why that series is good, because that was like developing his character, was like all those different deaths and stuff like that was developing his character. But yeah, no, that definitely was sad, but
season 1 was pretty heavy. Yeah.
That makes me want to keep. I'm like, bro, I gotta see where we go after we come.
It was good.
So much.
It was good. It was just heavy. After that, I was like, you know what? I can wait on watching season 2 right now. I don't even think it was finished at the time yet when I finished.
Nah, season 2 came out like a year or something later.
Yeah. It wasn't there just yet, but
yeah,
I'll get back to it.
I really like To Your Eternity. Makes you feel something, man. So I watch so much anime. When one makes you feel something, it's like,
that's true.
Sticks with
yeah,
you.
we like feelings sometimes. I
I
like feelings that make sin get grossed out, and that's why I like suggesting horror anime.
Gore doesn't gross me out. It's all that other creepy crap. Nah.
Yeah, I know. That's the one that I like to say. Like when they cry.
No. That actually got better as we got through it. That wasn't so bad.
There's still more to watch.
Yeah, I like that one. To Be Hero X is next, and that one apparently is getting 48 episodes. And
how many?
I believe it said 48 episodes, which is
for
24 times 2. I think it's going to be the whole anime. I think it's going to be 2 cores of. I think the reason it's going to be the whole anime because it said 2 cores of 24 episodes, so it's going to be probably just continuing all the way to 48.
Oh, thank God!
Oh, this ain't a Japanese joint, so
yeah, straight Korea.
I love this anime.
I told y'all.
So
I can't deal with the CG.
I still don't like it.
No, it's my favorite part.
What Gabby say? What Gabby say? I don't know if I'm gonna like the CG, but I'll give it a shot.
Meanwhile, I'm over here going, nice, let's go. Nice, good, I love you.
I love that anime.
Oh my God, I love it.
Next we have I know, bro. We'll talk about it during our top 3s because that's definitely my number 1 this week. Spoiler alert. That's my number 1. Blue Lock season 3 has been announced.
Slideshow lock. Sorry, I'm not going to give that up.
Hopefully we'll get PDF lock. hopefully we'll get that new anime director.
I need to watch season 2. I still have not watched season 2.
I still haven't
finished
finished season 2. I haven't finished it. I heard this final episode is great, but I'm like, they turned me off to being the fan of that series so much by just the bad CG that I was just like, I don't even care. Like, I'll see it when I see it. But now it's pushed onto my anime catch up list, so I'll get to it pretty soon. But for those who push through, I heard there was a good reward at the end. Definitely, if this next season comes out and I haven't seen it by then, I'm gonna watch it for then. And definitely, if I hear they're getting a new animation director, because it's blowing my mind. They didn't hire one for the movie or the second season.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I am excited. Do we know? Wait. So is it official that it's official they are getting a new animation director or no?
No, it's not official. I'm saying if that does happen, then if I hear that happens, I'll immediately catch up because I'll be happy because I really like it.
I hope they do get one. They need it.
I do too.
It's definitely some weird stuff going on in anime right now with like the industry just progressing so quickly because like for example the animation changing in season 2 and Kaiju number 8 only months separated from each other. Yeah, never seen that before. Like all these studio changes and remakes, and what was the one we were just talking about? Blue Lock.
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock.
No, Blue Lock. I was really surprised Blue Lock season 2 didn't get one because I'm like, right now they're pretty much ready to change up whenever and put in the money to something when it's popular. And Blue Lock was the highest selling manga globally, #1. Last year, and I think the year before it was like top 5. So
surprising that they didn't put anything into it.
Yeah, it's really surprising that they just let it go at the same level. It must have been on a level of maybe they had a lot of work and they're like, if it's broke, ain't broke, don't fix it. But it definitely season 2 definitely wasn't as popular as season 1.
It showed them that they need to put a little more effort into it.
Yeah. Which is crazy because
outside of the slideshow, season 2 was good. Outside of the slideshows,
I don't know. Maybe it's the committees they're working for aren't willing to put forth more money. But I'm like, look how popular it is, man. Just put the money in. People will watch it. People will watch it the way it is. So more money.
Yes. You a lot more people talking about it.
Next, One Punch Man is going on hiatus for 2 months. That actually gives me the inspiration to catch up because I'm like 10 chapters behind. They release monthly. So not a long break, but it'll be back for our manga readers.
Long enough for people to catch up.
That's good for people to catch up.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I caught up on a lot of. I caught up on Spy Family, Kaiju number 8, Chainsaw Man I've been reading that one consistently, Boruto, and One Piece all today actually. So
okay,
I think I might catch up on One Punch Man now.
I'm gonna be doing anime manga catch up.
Yeah, but you say that like every month, bro.
Yeah, and I've been slowly doing that little by little. But I'm trying to get my anime schedule on track too.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm gonna catch up on everything, and then like 2 weeks later, all right, I'm gonna catch up on everything.
I gotta continually catch up on things because I only do a little bit because I want to do a little bit of everything. It's hard. And there's so many things.
It is hard sometimes. Next, Clash of Clans is getting an animated series. They just announced, I think yesterday, by Netflix. I heard
about that, yeah.
Isn't that a mobile game?
Yes,
it is a mobile game.
Ew.
It is a very popular mobile game.
I don't care. Ew.
Why ew?
Why ew?
Isn't it like a terrible CG game? Hold on. Is this the one I'm thinking of?
Nah, usually because I believe it's going to be made. This isn't even, I don't even think this is anime, but it's in the field. So we're talking about it. But it's American companies are making.
This thing's gross.
American companies are making pretty much any title right now. So it sounds American. But no, actually, when I was looking at the art, it looked fine to me. It looked good. And if it's done by DreamWorks, if it's done by DreamWorks or what's the other one? Paramount or any of those big animation companies, it'll definitely look good. That's the thing. No matter what title they make, it's gonna look good. Like even the what was the one? The birds, the Flappy Birds.
Oh, Angry Birds.
Angry Birds. The Angry Birds one looked really good. I didn't even watch the movie, but I was like, man, the animation on that is great. So yeah, if they put the money into it, it'll look good. And
As
they know
long
how
as it don't
popular
look
that mobile
like the
game is.
game. Because the game looks
Oh, it's
ugly.
gonna look like the game.
The game looks ugly.
I don't know. It's a 2
like
billion users disagree.
No, the game can be fun, but I think it look ugly.
But
It'll be fine.
Lo,
It'll be within the veins that it'll feel and look just like the game. I have a feeling.
I sent you the screenshot. I sent you the screenshot. You look at it, or I didn't send it to you, but it's in the drive. You look at it. You tell me what you think, because I think that based on the art they showed, I think that I think the animation will be good. It's got the Netflix symbol.
There we go. I see it.
Yeah.
No, it looks fine. It looks exactly how I expected it to look. It's gonna look just like the game,
like an upgraded, super high quality version of the game.
Yeah, like their cut scenes, little CG scenes and stuff like that. It's gonna look just like that, just bigger budget. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, but it depends because these things are hit or miss. Like the Mario movie was fun for a movie theater experience.
I think it's gonna
but it wasn't like.
I don't think it's gonna catch it all. But I mean, I'm just like nowadays there's no way to know. I thought when they announced the Dungeons and Dragons movie, I was like, bro, they're literally making movies about anything. Dungeons and Dragons doesn't even have a plot. They're just asking people to come. Here's a name that's popular. Pay money to see it. That was a great freaking movie. It was. I'm like, Super Mario was a decent movie. It was like a B tier, C tier movie, but it was.
I thought it was great.
But like what I'm gonna say is not that I didn't enjoy it, but it was like clearly made to be popular, sell a lot in the movie theater. Like that was a movie theater movie versus like the Sonic movies. I feel like are genuinely good movies. As to where like Mario wasn't a bad movie, but it feels like it was made to accomplish what it accomplished. You forget about it. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed it. Like I'd rate it like an 8.5 out of like an animated series, but I just feel like its impact was as far as popularity, but I feel like as a movie, you know what I mean? Like as a genuine movie, I feel like the Sonic movie or like
Sonic's was much better than the Mario movie, hands down.
Or like the Nezha movie, or like the some of the good Pixar ones are like more genuine movies, is what I'm trying to say. So you don't know, is my point. Is like it could be some heat. It could be some absolute heat.
I think it's gonna take the
trailer to come out. Fire.
Like, to come out, because who knows, like the kind of humor and comedy they're gonna have in it.
That's what I'm saying.
It might actually like really land, like, but we're gonna need a trailer to kind of get an idea of where they're going with it. So
some of the Minion movies are genuinely good, so it's like now that's why I'm like, I feel like back in the day you could be like, yeah, that's gonna be some crap. Nowadays I'm like, I don't know, you never know. Depends on who's working on it.
True.
Moving on from CG animation. ReZero season 4 was announced for 2026.
Yeah, we got some time.
We already announced a while ago that they were working on it, but we got a new visual with Shaula, which maybe you'll see right here, and we got already a visual with season 4, like all of them in Rim sleep in a wheelchair and stuff like that. So 2026,
my girl,
she need to wake up.
I have no idea where the story's going. A lot of the readers say that this is the best. I hear a lot that this is the best arc. So we'll see if that's true. I have the volume, so I'm gonna read it and see for myself too, because I kind of want to get ahead again. So yeah, I'm hyped for that. I love my ReZero.
Oh, we're all big ReZero fans over here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Ain't that
right? Last I have.
Yep.
Kopi's. Wait, what is it? Let me see.
It was my statue that I found.
Thrift store win.
Yeah.
Thrift store win for $6.
Beautiful. Everybody needs a Rim statue.
Yeah, they do.
Last we have Takopi's Original Sin. Takopi, I think. Tokopi. Sounds like how you say that. Tokopi's Original Sin.
Oh, okay.
It got a new trailer. I think I talked about this one some time ago.
Yeah, it was a bit.
This is a plot right here that I have, and I believe this one's a bit of a creepy one, so we can watch the trailer.
Okay.
I don't know how to say her name. Nu-An Kuf is a Happian, an alien who resembles an octopus who traveled from the happy planet in order to spread happiness to others. After crash landing on Earth and escaping federal authorities, he comes across Shizuka, a 9-year-old girl who is bullied relentlessly by her classmates Marina and only finds solace with her dog Chappie. Shizuka, noting that he resembles an octopus, names the alien Takopi. Takopi decides to use his planet's happy gadgets to help Shizuka, but after Marina intentionally gets bitten by Chappie in order to get him to be taken from by animal control, Shizuka, Marina sounds like a dickhead. Shizuka uses one of Takopi's gadgets to commit suicide. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Takopi uses another gadget to travel back in time, hoping that he can improve Shizuka's life. So that's the plot. Let's watch the trailer.
That was a lot.
The heck did you just read?
I just read an anime plot.
You just read someone's weird, I don't know, like LSD. That was.
That's interesting.
It's
like
funny
the visual.
because it
Really good trailer.
it doesn't make you think anything about, like, if you hadn't have read like that description, I would have gotten, like, it's got like the weird, chilly, kind of depressing vibe, but I wouldn't have gotten the full on.
Well, I heard the stabbing sound, so I was like, okay, this seems eerie.
Yeah, but I would have gotten
eerie.
Like,
but I wouldn't know she committed suicide.
Yeah.
Sorry if I spoiled y'all out there. I'm watching it. I was like, I feel like you aren't supposed to know that she commits suicide till you watch.
I mean, but it says it in the trailer, or not the trailer, but like the description. It says it says it in the description.
But if you don't want to spoil yourself, usually you don't read a description.
Oh, that's fair. Well,
because that might have been the first episode. Like in Oshinoko, if you find out that what's her name that kills herself, that's probably something you'd want to wait to watch the episode for. You know what I mean? So, but that looked cool. I'm definitely down to watch it. I feel like we should wait for it to come out and then watch it.
Interesting. I'm down with that. Yeah,
I like that idea.
I want to look at the soundtrack got me interested. The soundtrack was really good, and the art's really good too. I want to see how if it gets dark, because we haven't had like a real dark one in a while.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying that there aren't out there. We haven't seen them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had something like we need a good heads flying like horror joint.
I can find one.
No, I mean one to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know they exist. I'm saying we haven't had them in a while.
That's true.
We need that.
I mean, you're talking to the girl that has downloaded the Corpse Party game onto her phone.
Of course you have. Down the rabbit hole.
So that's all the news.
All right. Thank you for that, Noah.
Yes.
That is all the news.
We'll see if Solo Lovely makes it into the news next week once again.
You know what?
Who knows how the week goes?
Maybe.
Right. So, Gabby, next up on the docket, what topic are we discussing together this week?
Since I figured that we would be discussing the Anime Awards, it kind of fits in with those topics talking about kind of fans. And I would like to kind of just see what y'all's opinions are on maybe the lines or the boundaries to when the difference of, like, you know, casual anime fans to, I don't know what you guys would call us kind of anime fans, but then we also have those addict anime fans where they're like, that's all they do 24/7. They don't watch anything else that's not anime. So we're talking about fans, and I mean, Noah mentioned it earlier. We get the casual fans watching Solo Leveling. So what are the different types of anime fans we got out there?
Oh, you're talking about true and like One Piece fans say you're not a true One Piece fan.
Well, there's fans of like specific animes, but just like anime in general.
What type of fans? Okay, Lo, you go first.
What type of fan? Where do I fall in these categories?
I mean, you could start with who you are, but like, do you think there's a distinct line between a casual fan and then becoming I would say, well, we'll say just for the sake of topics, a normal anime fan is what kind of all we are, but the casual ones are don't. And then we have the like addictive that is like, oh my god, it's their entire life. Not that this isn't our life.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the two. I think just the problem lies when you start to blend the two. That's when stuff gets messy. When somebody tries to go from being a casual to a non-casual fan, then you start pressing them out. Like, well, what have you watched? You haven't seen this. You're not a real fan. You were watching it with us 20 years ago when One Piece first started, you're not a real fan, you know, that type of stuff.
Mhm.
Whatever, they're here now. Let them in. As long as they're not toxic or nothing like that, then that's fine. You know what I mean?
You think it's hard for casual fans to break into being a normal anime fan in a community?
Specific communities, yeah, because you do have those toxic ones out there who do say those things like that. You were with us in the beginning, you're not a real fan, leave. You know, won't even give them the time of day or things like that. Nah, I think they can cross over. It's just you have to find the right group that's gonna make it easy for you to cross over from being just casual to somebody who has gone down the rabbit hole of they saw Naruto and got interested because their friend was watching and got into it. Now they've gone down the rabbit hole. They're reading the mangas now. They're watching it. You know, they have their own opinions they've come up with on just because they didn't start at the beginning. No need to jump on them about that. I mean, they obviously are doing the homework. They're reading it. They're watching it. Like, let them in and just have a discussion. It's just somebody else to bring in that's just as passionate as we are about it. No need to be an asshole about it. So, yeah. Do you know? Can they mesh?
Oh yeah, they can mesh. I definitely think so. You see it now. I think you got like your I just had a point I forgot, but I think you got like your several types, like Gabby was saying. You got like people like myself who pretty much doesn't watch real shows unless I prioritize it. I pretty much only am always watching some sort of anime. Then you got like your folks who like they watch a little bit, they may read a manga or two, but like that's like Chris, for example, my buddy Chris.
Yeah.
He watch it, but he's like a tier like 2. If I would call myself a tier 1 fan, he's like a tier 2, which is like I've seen a bunch and I like anime, but I don't really go out my way to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless
or
like
watch
somebody
it with
tells
people.
me about it, or like it's something I've really been waiting for. Then yeah, and then you've got your people who've only like seen the most popular ones, which is like I don't really like anime, but I'm not opposed, and I've seen Attack on Titan, I've seen Naruto,
Solo Leveling,
Solo Leveling. You know what I mean?
Demon Slayer.
Like I like to say, one of those animes that have transcended anime. And that's like I'd say the 3 different tiers. But nowadays you've got a
bunch of different ones.
Now you've got like the fans that back in the day would bully you for watching something like Dragon Ball Z, but then they come in and now they only watch stuff like Dragon Ball Z because they weren't really anime fans. They just saw that there were some cool action fights.
Yeah, if it's an episode with no rifle in hands, they think it's trash. That's episode was boring.
If there's too much talking and there's too much backstory, they're like, nah, let's get to the hands. Let's go.
Yeah.
Which is instantly how I know is like, at least, I mean, I do know some people who are like that, who are like big anime fans, but usually if I'm talking to someone about anime and they're like, oh, I like that, but it didn't have enough action there and it was good. Like somebody who's like, oh, Vinland Saga season 2 was mid because Thorfinn had character development. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
You're not worth this.
I don't want to talk to you. It's not that you're not worth it. Your opinion is your opinion, but I'm just like,
we can't have a conductive conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not here for just action. You know what I'm saying? So even though action is great, that's initially why I did it. But now I'm a fan of like the whole thing. So
like I watch slice of lives now, like things like that, like romance anime.
Yeah.
I've grown beyond just shonen. Like,
I
actually watching.
I still love my actions. I still love them, but I'm just like, if I'm also I mean, y'all see the types of animes I like. I like good stories and stuff like that. So I'm like, if you're telling me something wasn't good specifically because it didn't have action, then I'm like, okay. Then especially like if that was like it had action, then it didn't for this part, but that part wasn't good because it didn't have action, then I'm like, okay. You know.
Yeah.
So there's different tiers of those fans, but I think that they can intermingle. Anime fans aren't too toxic. Definitely not in person. Online they can be, but for the most part, pretty chill.
Yeah, we hide behind the anime profile pictures online, so that's why it's easy for people to get away with the anonymity of it.
Yeah. What about you, Gab?
I mean, there's definitely it can be hard, like you said, to break into certain animes. But actually, Noah, when you start talking about the tiers, it makes a lot of sense. I hadn't thought of it that way. I just kind of put it into like 2 or 3 different categories, but that kind of makes me want to make a chart And maybe I'll make that and come back next week and we can be like, where are you in the chart? That kind of sounds fun.
That's awesome.
So I might
Which tier do you sit in?
twiddle in doing that
Yeah.
this week to bring it in for next week. But there's definitely, it's hard to break in. But I think once you start watching and once you start, like, you meet those first few people, I think people are just still excited that someone else is going to watch anime. Someone else just wants to watch the stuff that they
I
watch.
ran into that this weekend, hanging out with the family. A cousin, he just got back from like the Air Force, so I was chilling around with him and his mom. She's like, he likes that anime stuff. So I was like, so do I. She's like, you do too? She's like, I don't get it, like, but he be loving it. He be watching it. He's like, I watch this, I watch that. I was like, yep, I'm watching all those. I'm watching this, I'm watching that. Like, just had a great conversation, and she was just like, kind of like just amazed, like how excited, like he loved, like he got happy about the conversation. We were just talking about what we're watching, what we're into, and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
The formula,
that's what it is.
The formula of like the way they tell stories in animes makes people more connected because like connected to the anime because like the stories are like progressive stories that like start from the beginning and like build into something as to where like, for example, that's why like people loved Avengers. Because whether movies were good or bad, they connected and you're going to see like something progress into something big. But stories like John Wick, for example, John Wick is great, but like you're in the middle of the story. You know what I mean? And that's not really the formula that anime uses. Anime uses like, even if the character's like in the middle of having strength or something, we're starting this, we're building, we're developing, and we're going towards usually some big goal, whether that be the girl, whether that be having a chill life and somebody is impeding that, or whether that be becoming the Hokage or any of those things. It's usually like, that's why like, and people get attached to that because they feel like they've been going along with it, especially if it's a long running series because you've been watching it for a long time, as to where like certain other shows, I mean, if you notice shows that people get attached to like that are like Game of Thrones, which is the same style of story, or same progression, Stranger Things, stuff like that people get a strong attachment to and they'll really fight about. That's why anime fans are like so like that's what I think is a lot of the reason why anime fans are so strong-willed online, is because their stories feel like you're going along with the character.
You're part of it.
What I mean?
Exactly.
We said all the time,
that attachment.
Like we feel like we're on the ship right there with, and we've been watching it for so long and living and rocking together. Yeah, like
right.
Look at that. We're part of this.
But that's just like their story, like style. That's where you do have that over here. But the stories that are like that, people usually love. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Avengers, stuff like that. Those are like the beloved stories, as to where you'll have stuff like the Avengers. But I mean, John Wick, which was a super box office hit, but it don't sit like Harry Potter, not in like impact level. You know what I mean? It don't sit like Lord of the Rings.
I can't wait till Wednesday. I'm going to the theater to see Ballerina. I cannot wait.
I don't know what that is.
That's a John Wick spinoff, a new character.
Oh, that John. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was coming out Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it comes out
I'll probably see
Thursday, but I'm going early access. So Wednesday.
I love John Wick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like that's why a lot of fans, when you come in, people feel so connected to these stories because they've been going the whole way. It feels like I'm in Kingdom. I feel like I watched Shin grow up. You know what I'm saying? I read 800 chapters of my man. So it's like, yeah.
You were right there. We were watching. You had a bird's eye view of his journey, like just following, see what's going on with it. Yeah.
As far as the psychology of that goes, now people obviously take it too far.
Oh heck yeah, they do.
Why? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense why people are so attached to anime versus people who just watch a lot of TV shows. Because I know people who watch a lot of TV shows, but they're not like gung ho. Like, this is my favorite character. This is my favorite TV. You know what I mean? Because the stories aren't the same all the time. Not the same.
Yeah.
Thing. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I think the only like TV show that's like outside of the Marvel and stuff that I'm very attached to with the characters is one of the longest running series of Grey's Anatomy. I die for that show. I absolutely love it.
I think I've only seen like the first. I think I've seen like the first 15 seasons of that. I think.
He said, "I've only seen the
Which
first
sounds crazy.
The way he
Which is
said it
crazy.
made you think he was going to say like 3 episodes.
I thought he was going to say like
I've only
the first
seen-
season.
No, I'm pretty sure I've
I've
seen
The
only
first
seen
13 seasons.
equivalent to One Piece watch time, all the episodes. I think that's all I've seen.
I love that.
Like,
That you've seen so much.
I'm one of those people like when I find like if it's late night, I'm trying to looking for something to watch. I'll scroll through Netflix or Plex or something. If I find something that's got a bunch of seasons to it that I haven't seen, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna hit play and start it and see if I get into it.
I
Okay.
will say that back in the day, there wasn't like this influx of shows coming out. So
Mhm.
you could get that like now, if you're getting into Grey's Anatomy, I'm gonna clown you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna clown you. But
That's okay.
I mean not you, Gabby. You're
Okay.
you're a
I'm like, I love Grey's Anatomy.
in the grass and man, I'm like, House is right there. It's the same thing, but
I've seen
everybody.
all of
Oh,
House.
I watch both of them. I
I've
love
seen
them.
all of House.
House is great, but I'm like,
I
Grey's
love House.
Anatomy is a girl show, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if you got into it back then, I'm like, bro, I watched the Kardashians back then. We watched what was on.
You know, this is true. We did.
We watched what was on. Now it's like you got selections, all these different streaming. So yeah,
That
I
is
get
a good point. There's a lot of things coming out nowadays.
yeah.
And
Back in the day, we
insane
watched what
pace.
was on. Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Good
let's get
topic,
into our. It was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabby. So let's
Look
get
forward
into
to a possible tier list of anime people coming next week.
Hey, let's see if we have that next week, everybody. Top
That's
threes. I am very like I did not watch hardly anything this week. I
I
still haven't watched any anime, y'all.
Oh,
Not
dude,
because
I watched
my three,
more. I watched more.
but my break came, and then I came back to being ready to watch anime, and the NBA playoffs are on, and I'll be falling
Uh-oh.
asleep so early, and games are good right now, so it's like when I get home, I play the game. You know what I mean? Or if I'm working out that day and then I get home and I watch the game, and by then it's too late.
I was telling
So-
Noah before we started. This was like a mental relaxation weekend for me. There was 3 wrestling events. I only watched one, the shortest one on Saturday night. I said, at least watch that one. And I said I watched the other ones today. When I hung out with family, did a little bit of gaming and watched American television. And other than that, just relaxed for the weekend. Didn't hardly watch anything.
I mean, sometimes you need that. So
Mm-hmm.
I did watch the 2 episodes I did watch of anime this week outside the ReZero ones. I watched Country Bumpkin, which was my favorite episode of that show so far this week.
Country Bumpkin. Which one is that
I
again?
love Country Bumpkin. It's on Amazon Prime.
Was it from Country Bumpkin to Master
Country
Swordsman?
Bumpkin is yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah, I
this
love
week's
that
episode
one.
of that. And I watched Yaiba.
It's like I Parry Everything, but like a little bit better.
Mm,
yeah,
Remember I Parry Everything?
yes,
yeah.
It's like yeah.
yeah. But I enjoyed that one, and I watched Yaiba. I thought that episode was really dope. I thought it was really
I
good.
love
Yaiba
Yaiba.
would just be on fire. They're definitely one of the best action ones of this season so far.
So that's your
100%.
3?
The only 2 I watched. That was it.
Oh, those are only 2. Okay.
Only 2 that I actually watched.
didn't.
I would say Yaiba.
Oh, sorry,
that's
go
my
ahead.
Number 1. And for something,
Okay.
to pick, I would put Yaiba for my number 1. That's all I saw. So go ahead.
I didn't watch because mine are quick as well. I didn't watch Windbreaker this week. I forgot to watch that. I realized today.
Oh, it's so
Um,
good. We got fighting again. It's so
She said, "We got fighting again."
we got fighting. My boy throwing hands. Let's go.
Good. Hell yeah. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Yaiba, but I watched To Be Hero X. That's my number 1. This week's episode was insane.
I tried
Yeah.
to watch it, but it was like
Best
3 in the morning when I
episode.
tried, and I ended up falling asleep. So
You're gonna love this one. It is so
Sure.
good. I loved the animation of the fight.
okay,
Mhm.
And
It
then
was
the got to see Cyan for the first time. So
Yeah.
okay.
that's
That was my number 1 for sure. And then
Okay.
my number 2 was, this is what I want to talk about. I got a bone to pick with you, Lo.
What I do now?
You
Which one?
disappointed me.
What?
what?
You disappointed me.
anime?
Actually, both of y'all
Which anime?
disappointed me, but
Which
maybe
anime?
because y'all don't pay attention to little shit like I do. But the animation is 100% worse on season 3 of Fire Force. 100% worse.
It's not.
Actually, we're gonna pull up some things right now,
Okay, here we go.
real quick, since we're pressing, so I can, because I'm sitting there watching this, and I'll show you how I discovered this. I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, it's not that I'm saying it's bad. It still looks good. but you know me in stills. I hate
Yeah,
stills.
I
It's the
know.
laziest animation, period. And there is so many stills in this. I told you, I was like, why does it feel like there's so many stills? Season 2, season 1, they have very fluid animation. So it made me look it up. I was like, I heard the studio was going to change, but I know it didn't happen. Look it up. Sound director is the same. Even the sound is a little bit quieter, but the sound director is the same. That's why we still have good audio. The animation director has changed, which is why the animation is different. So let's look at this right here. I'll show you a moment where we have some good fluid animation here. Let me see something. Because I remembered this episode. I forgot I was going to pull this up before, but I remembered this episode that I watched the other day, and it was where he fought Burns. And I want y'all to look at this and then realize, and I'm like, they just watched this Joan too and came to the 3rd season, so they should be feeling it too. Oh, this is perfect. Right here. That's not to say I didn't like it, because that's my number two.
I'm just waiting to see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the animation has definitely. Now I want to see one where Shinra really fights, because that was the one where the guy did the exploding bombs.
Yeah.
But where Shinra moves is where they do their really good animation from season 1. So, Gabby, how about this? I'll tell. Oh, and my third was, what else? Other anime did I watch this week?
So To Be Hero X was your number 1.
Yeah, did I watch another one this week?
So you didn't see Yaiba.
I don't think I did. I think I just watched.
Let's look at the list and see.
Oh yeah, I know which episode to show.
Could it be Vigilantes?
It would have been Fire Force, Country Bumpkin, Windbreaker, 2B Hero X. Yeah, none of those.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Gabby, why don't you go while I pull up these episodes?
Okay. I'm gonna go the whole time.
Go ahead. Yep.
I got all my usual ones. Suppose Kid from Last Dungeon, still going strong. Love my little just random. I don't think I'm strong, but I'm the most overpowered character in the world. So all of those ones were good. I suppose Kid from Last Dungeon, brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. He's really good. Getting back into some more story, learning about his past. He went to the he's now helping out someone who was friends with his old master. So I'm interested to hear more about that.
Okay.
The Unaware, one that I cannot say and always forget how to pronounce.
Unaware Ulterior Meister.
Thank you, the Ulterior Meister. I'll learn that one day when it ends. But as always, he's cute. He's oblivious to the world. I love it.
Okay.
This show is exactly like, honestly, Kid from the Last Dungeon one. It's so funny how alike these two characters are, and it's just they're both adorable and oblivious. Like, oh no, my friend, what the heck just happened? And it's cute. So those three I don't think are ever going to be in my top 3 anymore, but they're just always going to be enjoyable.
Okay.
Witch Watch was good. I want us to get it. It's becoming lower and lower on the list. As much as I love the opening, I want more story, and we're just getting
Still
random filler.
Okay.
Which is cute, and I enjoy it wholeheartedly, but I want some more story, and I'm not getting that.
Episodes we're into Witch Watch?
We are in like episode 8 now of Witch Watch.
Yeah, I think we're on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 8.
So I'm just kind of disappointed that we're 8 episodes in, and I think we've only had like 3 episodes of story. So kind of disappointed in that, but I still like it.
Don't force yourself to say you like something if it's not good, Gabby.
Oh no, it is good. It is good. That's the thing. The animation is
Don't force
great. The
yourself to
open is
stay
good.
attached.
But I am attached.
See,
Maybe it's because of the opening, but I'm attached. I love the
She's sitting there. She don't want to say.
She's close.
She's sitting there in her head, and in her head, she's like, "It's ass now. It's ass now. It's ass now." That's all right. I'll wait and see what happens. But in her mind, she just wants to say, "It's ass now. It's ass now." Just say it.
You can say, "I'm gonna leave it alone until it's over." And
Sometimes the first three, that's what they do. They create first 3 episodes to draw you in, and they cut the budget. That's what happens sometimes.
They cut the budget.
That's what happens sometimes. We saw it in Golden Kamuy.
It's fair enough to say that.
Or Ninja Kamuy.
Yeah. The beginning after the end, we finally reunited with the parents. So I was very excited for this episode. Yep. For reunited parents, we have our little dragon friend. We met the little sister, fought dad, and sparred. They told us more about the mana core system and power levels and how they differentiate. The kid doesn't look like an 8-year-old. I thought he was. I forgot a second there. I forgot he was only 8. I'm like, he's got to be at least 10. No, he's 8. What do you mean?
He's still only 8?
He's only 8, and he looks like a 10, 12-year-old. I'm like, dear Lord,
yeah, he looks damn near 15.
I know, right? But even though I know the animation isn't the best, I'm still really locked into the story. It's so good. Like definitely when it ends, I'm going to go and read it, but I don't want to read it right now while the anime is still going. So I'm definitely enjoying it. I did start watching a new one. The one that I had in my back pocket, the Gorilla's God's Go-To Girl, which is just kind of like a reverse harem thing. About this girl who in the world they get blessed by animals and they get a blessing from them specifically, which is cool. And this can be like different, like birds or fish or, a cheetah. This girl gets blessed by the gorilla god, which is apparently extremely rare. And now she's literally one of the strongest people in, the entire world. And it's so funny. She can just like throw someone up there and she just breaks glass in her hands. And it's just too good.
Yeah.
And now she's training in part of like the corps to be a soldier. And she meets all these guys with the blessings, and it's just classic little reverse harem, and I'm enjoying it. At first, I wasn't into it the first episode, but the second episode when they started introducing more characters, I was like, oh, this is cute. It's like it's wholesome stuff. So I'm about 4 episodes in. I like it. Top 3 this week. Probably my number 3 for this week would be To Be Hero X.
Okay.
We got our first episode of Scion. I really like the way they're introducing these characters, and I hadn't looked it up yet, but it's nice to hear that it's kind of going to be like a rolling anime, and it's not just going to end at 12, because I was like, they spent a lot of episodes on Nice. We got a bunch about the new Esol. Mm-hmm. And now we're getting tired. I'm like, if we're spending about 3 or 4 episodes on each character, and there's like at least 7 or 8 of them, by what it seems from my count, I'm like, it's gonna be weird if they just cut it off. So if we just do rolling 24 continuous, that's I think a perfect way to get these new characters, because I am so excited and so into all of these, and I am so scared about what's going to happen. I won't say too much because you haven't watched it yet, Sin, but I'm scared what's going to happen with plot twists when you see the beginning of these hero story characters. And we got Cyan, a cute little girl, and then we got her new best friend, and something will happen to the best friend, and I'm scared because they're cute. Oh my god! But so that's lovely. Number 2 is Windbreaker. My boys are fighting again. We got to see Tsubaki-chan. We love that.
Okay.
Shizuka is adorable. She's a fantastic singer. She sings her song is all in English. So I think it's an amazing show of her voice actor and how good she is at that. It was a beautiful song.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I absolutely loved it. And I love to see my boys fight. We got a bit of praise for my scaredy cat blonde boy from Suo, because he's doing his best and he's fighting, and he's easing his doubts, and it's it's so cute to see him grow, and I really can't wait to the day that we see him like really fight. I'm already so excited for that.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm very much looking forward to his continued growth, just literally physically as a character in this fighting anime where he is the non-fighter. Well, he will become a fighter. So that was number 2, and number 1 is Vigilantes, because Vigilantes is just so good. It's definitely beat Witch Watch. It's my number 1 opening.
What was the
For
last
sure.
one I watched of Vigilantes?
Yeah, which
episode?
Seven.
Episode 7 was the last one I watched.
7 was good.
Yeah, the end when they went to shake hands. You get to see where the quirk was. It was like, oh shit, busted.
Yeah. She's I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
And then because I wonder if they're gonna go into any explanation about how he fooled her. Cause
Yeah,
he fooled her.
Like,
How did he do that?
I think he really believed it. Because once he said, I was like, yeah, that's how he gets around it. Because he believed 100% what she said. Like, I didn't save them. That was because that what people were calling it, wasn't saying the name right.
Yeah, but I guess that's true. Because at first, when the episode was over, Brad and I were watching it, and he's like, "Wait, did she say like the crawler or the crueler, the weird name?" It's like, no, she said the crawler. And he's like, "Well, why didn't?"
I thought she said the weird name.
I thought she said,
and that's why it didn't work. And he was easy to get around it.
Oh, see, I thought she said the crawler, and then he looked and he didn't. And that was because everyone kept saying the crueler. Yeah, I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure she said the one he actually wants. But that one, I was super excited to kind of see the new character. Ever since they kind of showed her in the openings and stuff, I wondered kind of how she was connected. So it's cool to see that she's actually like the sibling of our main investigator. So it's fun to see a little bit of his backstory.
Mm-hmm.
But I am excited for this next episode. I'm looking at my Crunchyroll app right now, and I see it's out. So we'll probably be watching it during dinner once I get offline.
Nice.
But it's...
No, Gabby, she 100% said you're the crueler, aren't you?
Oh, she did say that one.
Yeah.
I thought she said his real name. Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, then. But I'm excited to see her more.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, just since she's doing that. But I like kind of how she's on the side of the vigilantes almost. So kind of.
I gotta watch that new episode. All of your top 3s I want to watch really, really bad right now.
You gotta watch this.
Okay, let me show y'all this. Now that I have these put together.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, and Fire Force was good this week as usual. Not in top 3. But
yes.
Okay.
It was very good. Now, watch this.
Watching.
Well, since we're here, we might as well just say we are in the open part of
yeah.
Or it's open now, so
and I have Pokemon.
I shared.
Noah has his evidence together for Fire Force.
I share. It's not that I'm saying this is bad. It's like I feel a little. First of all, I feel bad for Fire Force fans because I didn't even think about this. Then I went online to look up because I've been behind. Mm-hmm. I've been behind. I'm like 8 weeks behind on everything. So I'm like, why aren't people talking about this? I go online. People are talking about this. Apparently, some super fans are saying they're dropping the anime because they're so upset at how they're adapting this Captain Burns fight. Which it's not that I would drop it, but I'm like, I see it. I see it. I was visibly a little disappointed because I'm a big Fire Force fan. And let's be real, without their action and Fire Force, the story ain't that good. Like, the story is like a B. So I'm being serious. Like, there's not the action is really what grabs you. The characters are fun. The tropes are lame. So it's like the story, and I'm a big fan of the series, but the action is what really grabs you and the sound effects and stuff like that. And I just think that season 3 ain't doing it on the level of season 2. I feel like that's why it's not as popular because season 2 and 1 were super popular, and it's really not being talked about that much.
That could be
season 3 is.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now.
I do too.
That is what I was seeing. I was just like, it's not that it's bad. It's just a little. It's just a little soul.
It's not living up to what it looked like, obviously, in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Does anybody have anything to say before
Flareon.
I do my thing that I have for us this week?
I have a Flareon card.
You do have
nice.
a Flareon
I don't know
card.
what that means, but
it looks shiny.
I don't know what that means, but it's shiny.
I'm about to say it is shiny though. I think I can see that at least. Okay.
It's an older series one that I got because I mean I have over in my main sorted collection, I have over 5,000 cards. And in my extras, I have probably another 5,000 that aren't in the main collection.
Jeez. Okay.
So I am a collector of all. I don't have all of one series, but I have a little bit of everything.
Working on it, though. Working on
I
it.
have a lot of base main original set. A lot of them are in Italian or German. Because my dad used to trade comic books with people all over the world, you know, through like old internet forums and before Facebook became a thing. And then when he said he had a daughter that liked Pokemon cards, they'd always be like, oh, cool. So they send a little few cards with every now and again. So I have like a bunch of Italian Magnemites.
That's kind of cool just to have in your collection. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. But Evolutions, as you know, are some of my favorites, and Flareon is definitely my favorite. So I am trying to collect every single one of her cards, and just any kind of Eevee card I come across, I will pretty much get it. But
we're looking for Eevee cards or evolutions of her that are shiny. That's what we are looking for.
What about that?
Just any of the cards in general.
Okay, just any of those cards in general. Okay.
Yeah.
What about that special Flareon that's like purple and pink and like, is it Eevee or is it Flareon?
Purple and pink. You mean
Espeon? Rare card. It might be Espeon. Yeah, I think it is Espeon. It's a super rare card, and it's like purple and pink and like holographic and all types of stuff, and it's a super rare card.
Pink.
It's either Eevee or something.
Evolution card? Let's see. I don't know. There's a lot of things that fall into that category.
Let me see. It is
because it could be a Sylveon card too. It could be in the most recent set you're talking about with their little crowns. Because those ones are rare too. I mean, a lot of the evolution ones are super popular, so they definitely become rare, and I will definitely have to spend bank if I need to get those, and I will spend bank to get those. Because if it's Pokemon, I'm not above spending the money I have earned.
No, you're not.
As we say for my cushion.
Where's your Eevee backpack?
Up there.
Okay.
Shit, up there.
I remember you found that with an awesome card. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I was so excited. Do you know it just came to the English Pokemon Center? Yep.
Okay.
For like $80.
How much did you pay for yours?
I paid like $250.
I thought it was over 200. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's because it was a Japanese exclusive at the time, and there was no news of it ever coming to the States. And it sold out instantly.
So we're getting a new Eevee one just to have a backup just in case.
No, because these ones obviously sold out instantly. So.
Well, who knows what we'll find at Otakon or something like that, you know.
Exactly. And I'd rather spend my money on something I don't have.
Okay.
And I don't regret spending the money I did on that. I get so much use out of it. But woo! Speaking of Eevees, I just pulled her.
Another shiny?
I mean, no, none of these are shiny.
Oh, I just see it looking like it shimmers or something when I
hollow.
It was an Umbreon that it was, not Eevee.
Oh well, that's an evolution.
Yeah. It was the rare. It's the rare Umbreon that's like one of 151 or something. I don't know. But anyways,
yeah.
So what I have for us to do is to quickly, since we're on an hour and 20 minutes, which ain't too bad because we're only 7 o'clock, but quickly go through these Anime of the Award nominations and talk about them, give our quick opinions. So I've got them here for us.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And first one is Anime Voice Actor of the Year in English. Oh, no, it's not. Hang on. Where am I? Is this the right one? Yeah, this is. Okay, first one is Best Voice Actor Performance in Hindi. Lohit Chamor. When none of us watch Hindi. Latin Spanish. Miguel Liel. Congratulations. Italian.
Okay.
Congratulations. German. Schlaf.
I want to know what Luffy sounds like in German.
That could be
Hold
funny.
on.
That could be funny, Gabby.
I'm gonna go watch German One Piece BRB.
Okay, now English. Our boy Alex Lee. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Doing
absolutely.
English. Alex Lee's been
Absolutely.
popping up crazy. If you haven't heard of Alex Lee, he has a very interesting story of how he became a voice actor, and it's on. I show y'all this podcast all the time, the Trash Taste podcast.
Yeah,
Check
I've been
them
watching
out.
them.
He's got they're really cool. He's got an hour-long or a 2-hour-long story, not story, but like he's on there and he tells like this long story of how he became a voice actor, and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So I don't watch dub, but I like Alex Lee. He
No,
did a great
he-
job with Sung Jin Woo.
Yeah,
He's best.
he bodied Sung Jin Woo.
Absolutely. Next we have. We'll just keep going past the foreign ones because we haven't seen them, so we can't, Okay,
Sung
next we have
Jin-woo
best.
wins a lot.
Next we have best voice actor in Japanese was Mao Mao.
Let's go, Mama.
No matter
However,
that.
Aoi is a great voice actor. I do enjoy her. a lot.
Yuki does a lot of great stuff. I will say though, I don't think that Mao Mao was the best voice actress this year. Just because, not because she wasn't great, but like she wasn't like standout. She's a great character, amazing character, and she's in a great series. But I don't think her voice acting was anything particularly special.
Mhm.
So I forget what the other nominees were. Oh yeah, I believe that Freerin was one. What's her name from here? I personally think Mao Mao should have won. I think Mao Mao's voice actor was crazy good, but glad to see Mao Mao. I mean, not Mao Mao. I'm sorry.
No actress, yeah.
I was about to say Momo. Momo's was good too. Momo, Mama.
Yeah.
That's maybe the same thing.
I said that, and sometimes I'll hear a voice actor, and I'm just like, man, they hit different. And then they end up in the awards, and I'm like, I knew it. And same with Subaru. When I first watched ReZero, I was like, man, this voice actor just goes the next level. Sure enough, he won Voice Actor of the Year. Next we have, what is this? Best ending sequence was Solo Leveling, and its nominees are here. And I don't think that's that bad, but I honestly would have preferred this.
Yeah. Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
definitely.
Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
joint was such a good intro.
Yeah.
They should have won.
That one was such a good outro. Next, we have best opening sequence was. I was gonna say Bling Blam, but no, it was
Creepy Nuts.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love the opening so good.
That
It's
was
well
like-
deserved.
Yes, I agree. That was like the perfect song for this series.
Yeah.
It was.
And Creepy Nuts keeps doing great songs for great series. This one was great for Mashal, and I think their songs fit their series very well. They have
They
a
do.
really good soundtrack in Call of the Night, which season 2 is coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Next one is Solo Leveling wins best score, which I talk to y'all all the time about Hiroyuki Sawano, who's my favorite composer, who just does a great job on everything he does. He brings the hype, he brings the action. For people who don't know, he did Attack on Titan's legendary soundtrack. So yeah, he's the GOAT. And he won this one. Some other ones that I think could have won would be Look Back as well as Freerin. Freerin's soundtrack was amazing, and I wouldn't have been mad at all if Freerin won. The reason I voted personally for Soul Leveling because Dark Aria, this is gonna come for
Yeah.
me.
I
just
love
thought that
it.
song was too good.
It gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It does. The
It goes
soundtrack
so
when his
well with the
mom woke
scenes.
up,
It
Oh
does.
my gosh. Yeah, that one
Yep.
was mother wake up. That one hits too hard.
Oh
the
yeah.
piano, like it
Yeah.
was a great job. Next best anime song is Science.
I think you went. Did you go back? Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, I started at the end because the anime.
Oh, okay.
Beginning.
Gotcha.
Which song is this? Best anime song. Oh, so this is their intro song. Wait, did they win best song and intro?
Yeah.
Best opening. Yeah, so
Best
Creepy Nuts won
opening
2
sequence
awards for
and
it.
best song.
Yep.
I think
So,
Blim Blam should have won one, but that's okay. That song was definitely great.
Mhm.
Next we have Anya out here
That's-
like Gordon on her
Yes!
third
yeah,
time
potato all cause, yes. Like
winning the Anya Award. This is literally the Anya Award. This award came out when Spy Family season 1 came out, and it's probably because Anya was so popular they were trying to find a way to give her a reward, and they took away the best girl and gave a must protect at all costs, which
Anya.
I think they should add back best girl, but
they can have both. It gives them a wider variety of characters to add on. I'm sorry, we don't need to we can protect Okarun. Actually, never mind. Let's leave Okarun.
Okarun, yeah, he's kind of like a protect at all costs character.
Yeah.
Frieren is, Senshi definitely is. I didn't see this one, and I can't remember.
What is that one?
This one is Jaido. Looks like a slice of life.
Okay.
Didn't see that one, but I hate to break it to y'all, but Spy Family airs in the fall, so Anya's going to be back here for a fourth year. Looking like
four-time winner. Let's go, Anya Forger.
Anya's going to keep winning because honestly, I think I voted for Frieren this time, but they had the movie this year, so Spy Family made it in. Byrne winning Best Supporting Character.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Nah.
I'm not mad at.
And honestly, I don't think she had much. She didn't have much.
Not a competent. As much as I love Jinshi, he's not a very. I mean, compared to the ones, I don't know. There weren't a lot of good supporting characters this year.
I thought Jinshi was great, but
he is great.
Fern stands out a little bit more. I like Stark better than Fern, but she stands out a little bit more. I just didn't like. I thought the pouting attitude was cute once, but once it was like the third time, I was like, all right, grow up. You know what I'm saying? That lowered her a little bit for me, but I love her. Yeah. Next, we have Best Main Character, Sung Jin-woo.
Yeah.
And its nominees were Mao Mao, Frieren, Okarun, Kafka, and Momo. And I think I voted for Frieren. I think I also voted for Sung Jin-woo. Or maybe I only voted once this year. So I think I voted for Frieren. Sung Jin-woo won this. Like I said, a lot of people were upset because Mao Mao's here, Frieren's here. Like I said, if Goku was here, if Deku was here, if any other surface level shonen character was here, they would have won. Yeah. Because their fan base is huge and everybody loves to see their favorite MC of their favorite show. If Luffy was here, if Naruto was here, all of them would win over every other new show. So it's like this doesn't say best written, it just says best. And everybody thought Sung Jin-woo was the coolest.
I think it's funny that both Momo and Okarun are in this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're both main characters.
But I like that, though, because they are both main characters.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I love that they're not pushing Momo to the side.
Losing too many heroines.
Cool main characters. Losing many heroines won Best Slice of Life, which I think it deserves. This was an absolutely
let's go.
Yeah.
I love this one.
I'm happy for them.
Its nominations were great. This is the one I was telling you about, Gabby, that I really think you should watch. Sound Euphoria.
Yeah, Sound Euphoria 3.
Laid Back. It also had My Villain's Day Off, Dangerous in My Heart Season 2, Laid Back Camp, and this one was great. Definitely watch it. Really good slice of life.
That's what I mentioned to them last night too. When I was showing them animes to watch, I did mention that one to them.
Yes. Best drama, Frieren.
Well
Beyond
deserved.
Journey's End. Well deserved. I really wish. I honestly think that I think Frieren is a drama, but I think it's more so a fantasy.
I will agree.
More fantasy before drama, but it can go on both.
I'm always happy to see Frieren win, but Pluto is 100% a drama. I expect it to win here or the Bach Theory Diaries.
Yeah, I still haven't watched Pluto. Still haven't watched that one yet.
Oshinoko is definitely a drama. Dead Demons Destruction is definitely a drama. Once again, I didn't see a Jaido.
Oh, that's Sign of Affection. No, that's cute. It's about a deaf girl who does sign language, and she falls in love with this guy who likes to travel a lot. It's just a cute little slice of life thing.
Okay,
I wouldn't call it a drama.
I mean, slice of life that has anything to do like stuff like that is drama. Like
yeah,
any type
that's
of
fair.
Slice of life is like a drama, like basic drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not upset that Frieren lost. I don't think Pluto won one this season, so I definitely would like to see Pluto win here, but that's okay. Happy to see Frieren win there. Now, this is the first time we've had an isekai category. Isekai has been thrown into fantasy and beat by shonens and other stuff for a long time. So isekai fans, we won, and these are the nominations. No matter which one won, y'all should be happy that we have this nomination.
Yes.
You had Slime.
They have all good ones in there.
Yeah.
Jobless Reincarnation. You had Suicide Squad Sky. You had Konosuba. You had Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Yeah. I'm not mad.
See how these are labeled by season? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
the other ones were not.
ReZero. I mean, Soul Leveling wasn't. Any of these could have won, but I believe that Konosuba was snubbed because it didn't get anything. But ReZero won, and I'm really happy. I think this was a great season. I think it was
fantastic.
Oh yes, it was.
I think it was, now that it's over and the hype is done, I think it was still my third favorite season. And it's the
Really?
Yes, because season 2, I believe, was just too good. Like season 2 was like emotionally so good. The third season was great action-wise, but if you take away the action, I don't think that the story is on par with
I actually can agree with that.
season 1 and 2. You know what I mean? As far as the action and the whole experience, it was much more action-packed. It was a war. It was great. It was emotional. It was 10 out of 10 anime for me. But season 2 had all of that. And season 1 did as well, just not as bunched together. And like I said, if you take away the action from season 1 and season 2, still just as crazy. The action was like a bonus.
I think right now I'd rank it 2, 3, and 1. For me personally, just because I know while I got into it in 1, it took me most of the season to actually get into it 1 because I had to get used to Subaru's character.
It's also because you was on your phone during Wilhelm's whole fucking arc. I was so pissed. You still need to go back and watch that. The whole world, like, she was on her phone. And then season 2, she's like, "Oh my god, I love him." I'm like, "He's golden. You just didn't watch this." Go back and watch season 1 of his character at some point of your leisure.
He says, "Of your leisure." Continue. Next.
I do getting used to Subaru's character.
Yeah.
Like I said, Tepe said he took on a challenge writing Subaru. I personally like Subaru's character because I like things that are unique. And Subaru, there's no other character like Subaru who's placed in a scenario of really, really strong people that have really good scaling. You can power scale them and all that, and he's not in it. You know what I mean? He's just himself, and he has to figure. So I really like that. Cosmo was kind of like that, but it's not like, it's more goofy as opposed to like this character can beat this character. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're gonna just figure out this. So I really like Subaru because he's the only one really like that.
Yeah.
For me personally. What if Shangri-La won this? I could have seen it, but I definitely would have just seen ReZero winning because I think it had the most fans out of all of these.
Yeah.
Besides maybe Slime. I think Slime is probably the most popular one here.
And they came back strong too.
I love Slime so
I love Slime
much.
too, but that third season was poop.
I haven't watched it yet.
Tough watch.
That third season was it was poop. They
I'm
did
in the
a
middle of
tournament
watching
arc.
movies.
Gabby, they did a tournament arc and didn't have fighting. The entire tournament.
Eh?
Yeah, it was.
Got
it was
out.
waste. Yes.
People got knocked out, all types of stuff, no fighting. An entire tournament.
But then that's not a tournament arc then.
It was a tournament, but it was no fighting. You'll just have to watch and see. It's literally, when you see a tournament in anime, you get hyped because you're like, bet we're gonna see the fighting, we're gonna see male fighting, backstories.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it was literally just this goofy thing. So you'll see. But Slime, I think that's why Slime didn't win, because Slime I believe has the most fans out of all of these. I feel like Slime will win off season 2 or 3, even over ReZero. Maybe ReZero were season 1. But all right, moving forward. Best action goes Soul Leveling. No surprise here. I do believe it was the best action out of the choices here.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer was good, but it had 2 good action episodes. Soul Leveling had. If we're talking about season 1, even still, that Igris fight to me goes on like the generational fight level.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does.
I think the snake fight was good when there wasn't that many fights in season 1, so I could compare it with Kaiju number 8 or Bleach.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, once again, people are voting because they think it's season 2. Best comedy, I think Konosuba got snubbed because MASH was great. It's funny. It's not that funny. It's just pretty funny.
I find Masho pretty hilarious, but when Konosuba's sitting right there, I cannot go against Konosuba when it comes to comedy.
I find Konosuba, Spy Family, and Delicious in Dungeon more funny, personally.
Haven't watched Delicious in Dungeon.
That was the Spy Family. Oh, this was season 2. I was gonna say if it was a movie, that movie was funny. That poop scene, that movie was funny.
That was good. Delicious in Dungeon was okay until it got to the later episodes when they actually started to get to the dragon, and then I fell off of it because it was less about the food, and I was not in that show for the story. I was in it for the food.
Ranma also. What about Ranma, Lo?
Pretty funny, but for me, since we're in stuff that I already know what's coming, I'm not looking at it for the laughters and stuff like that, like the jokes. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just trying to see how they adapted and change it.
But on like a funny scale. Because
I don't think
it's very funny. don't
I
think
don't think
it should have been
Ranma's
one.
on par with any of these other ones, to be completely honest,
Okay.
funny-wise.
Yeah, as far as the comment, I can see it being put there, but yeah, I think overall I found Mashle and Konosuba more funnier than I found, and Spy Family funnier than I found Ramna.
Yeah, Ranma's
My
not really
Family's
a comedy.
hilarious. Okay. My dear friend Nokatan, the first episode had me dying. I didn't finish watching it. It just seemed overly goofy, but the first episode had me dead. I think we watched it, Lo, where the deer came into the room in slow motion.
No, we never watched that. That was with you and Benny.
That joint is funny, but only episode 1 is what I saw.
Okay.
Moving forward, Best Romance Blue Box. No surprise there. Absolutely no surprise. Go ahead, Gabby.
No, I was about to say, yeah, there weren't a lot of good romances happening over this year.
There was a whole bunch of romances last year.
Yeah, a lot of good romances though.
I feel like they didn't have all of them in. Like they didn't have one of the most popular ones was Aaliyah Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian.
Oh yeah,
that one I absolutely thought was going to be here.
Why is Scott
Dangerous
Pilgrim in here?
Scott Pilgrim was good, and it was a romance completely. Scott Pilgrim, you never seen Scott Pilgrim? It's a romance story.
Yeah, it is a romance story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it that one movie?
Yes, but they have anime now.
Science Saru, the people who made
just talking about
the anime.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah,
see, the animation throws me off. I don't like this kind of animation.
This anime was good, and they said they're not going to do a season 2, but I think they might have dumped everything. That's what I was talking about before. I think they dumped everything to Dandadan, but this show was definitely worth the watch. I recommend it.
But see, this is not something that I would watch, to be completely honest.
No, that's fine. And also, we know, Gabby, you're going to say something like that and get 5 episodes in and be like, I love it.
Yeah, that's true.
I ain't hearing that. I'm
not good at this. I'm not good at sticking my claim sometimes when I don't want something.
This isn't one I would suggest over other ones, but it was one that when I watched it, same with like the Suicide Squad Isekai one, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'd probably watch it again. If I had like just a free day and I was like, I'll watch this in one sitting, I probably would. It was good. Moving forward, Free Ren won Best Background Art.
Yep.
I'm not surprised at all. It was great. All of these could have won. Literally any one of these could have won. They were all great. Best Director is Free Ren Keiichiro Sato, and he's a GOAT. Works for Madhouse. I forget what other stuff he's done, but incredible job on Free Ren. Don won Best Character Design. Not surprised.
Not mad at that at all.
Nope.
Crazy lovable characters. Turbo Granny is so funny. The cat. This is like the 3rd year in a row that this anime has won this.
Best animation.
I don't think it deserves best animation this year.
Looking at what's down there,
I think it deserves it, but I think Free Ren had more life to their animation as well as Delicious in Dungeon than Demon Slayer. Like Delicious in Dungeon's animation was on Free Ren level. They just didn't have as big fights.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Demon Slayer. This one was incredibly surprised. The director even came up and was incredibly surprised. I thought for sure that Girls Band Cry would win. The director literally said, I wasn't expecting this. Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night also could win, and Train to the End of the World also could win. I thought definitely those would win. And they had Buchigiri from Mappa, which I personally dropped, but it's Mappa. So
dropped that too,
yeah.
Everyone was a little surprised about this. Anyone who's watched more than 2 anime knows that this was objectively a bad project. And
started strong and fell off hard.
It's not that it's like we want to poop on the creators, but it didn't deserve an award if you're putting it in a category.
No.
Yeah.
Best new series came to Solo Leveling. Not surprising. I feel like this category could have had some different stuff in it. I feel like when you're talking about best new series, are you talking about like something that's going to have like become like a franchise, like multiple seasons and movies and stuff? Or is it just like 12 episodes? Because we don't know some of these, like we don't know if we're getting more Delicious in Dungeon for 2 years. We don't know when Soul Leveling season 3 is coming. It's probably coming soon. Kaiju number 8 is coming, but that's only going to be technically season 1. It's just 2 cores downed on the same thing. So it's like I feel like they should add some stuff like Shangri-La. Probably I could see Shangri-La getting a movie. Jobless Reincarnation. Konosuba is on its 4th season. ReZero's on its 4th season. Stuff like that. That's really. But this is a new series, so newer series that look like they're going to be going. I don't know. I'm wondering what exactly does this category mean. So,
Yeah.
Soul Leveling won this. Not really surprised. Best continued series. Now, this is where
Hold
we
up.
really see how rigged the Crunchyroll Awards are.
Yeah.
Y'all look me dead in your eyes
No.
as anybody
No.
who is versed in
No,
the
there
anime
is
community
no way in
and tell
hell.
me that more Demon Slayer fans voted than One Piece fans voted when they are in any category.
Yeah,
You look me in
no.
the eyes and say that.
Yeah, no. Dude, this was a total cop out.
No.
No.
There's no way One Piece didn't win.
So, I personally don't think that any big show. I think what Crunchyroll Awards should do to make them more real is make a separate category with separate awards for the ongoing shows. Just like maybe 10 quick categories for all the ongoing shows.
That would
Ongoing
make
category.
sense because you
Best
can't really compare the
animation,
two.
Best comeback, Bleach would be something like that, or like Boruto or Naruto or something like that.
Right.
Best longevity, stuff like that. But putting them, intermingling them with other stuff, first of all, is crazy because they have huge fan bases that are 10, 12 years old or longer. Second of all, it's just a little unfair, but then it looks like this was just handed to Demon Slayer because there's no way it won on
No
its
way that should
worst
have beat
season.
My Hero, One Piece, and Bleach. There's no way.
Yeah.
I could see it beating Bleach and My Hero, probably just because it has more fans, but One Piece, I don't see it beating in the only category that One Piece is in on its hottest. This is probably One Piece's hottest year last 12 months that the anime's ever had.
Yeah.
So
there's no way that
and it's the
One
slowest
Piece.
year that Demon Slayer's ever had.
Yes.
So I'm like combining those two things together. Demon Slayer fans voted that hard. I don't think that's to be the case.
No.
And I don't think any educated anime watcher thinks that either.
No. So that was handed.
Well, I
to
predict we'll be seeing some changes to the Anime Awards coming soon because now hopefully people will speak up. I've been speaking up forever, but hopefully y'all will say something because this is just silly. Next, we have Film of the Year Look Back. This one I definitely agree with.
Yeah.
All of these films were great. I saw all of these except for this one.
Those only two I haven't seen either. Yeah, I've seen the rest.
So this was great, just fun. This was amazing animation from Bones and a pretty decent storyline. This was great. We all love Haikyuu, but this made me cry, made me sad, made me happy. This was great, and it's one of my favorite writers. Anime of the Year, the final one out of all these nominations, Solo Leveling.
Not a shocker to anyone.
Yeah, which we already
I
discussed.
explained to y'all how I feel about it, and y'all are just gonna have to be upset because y'all not gonna speak up. Maybe this year you'll speak up, maybe not, but I don't know. Like I said, it would be cool if they just had it 100% be vote based. Maybe they think that'll be too unfair, but if they do that, like I said, then they've got to take out certain stuff. Unfortunately for One Piece fans, it's too goated. I'm a One Piece fan myself. It's too goated. So they're at a crossroads with it because they're like, do we put it in? Do we take it out? Because also, My Hero should be in a lot of awards this year. Bleach should be in a lot of awards this year, but they're just giving them a few because they're like, we don't want them to dominate. Then it becomes.
But then they put Demon Slayer in everything.
Right, which is like, but Crunchyroll is producing that, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what that is, but it's like, I think that they should, first of all, I think it should only be anime from that year. And then the separate category should be ongoing anime, long time anime, or season 2s and stuff like that.
I agree.
think the anime of the year should just be what's the newest thing that did the best this year. In my opinion, if you had a season 2 that was crazy, I could see that. But like, it should just be because there's so much that comes out. You can pick from so much. And so much of it is good now.
It doesn't have to be the same ones every single year.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And that'll make it more unique. That'll make it more fun. That'll give other series more attention. But at the end of the day, it's too much of a business. It's too small. So they want their series, the series that are going to get them money to win.
That they do.
Sorry, y'all. But and all in all, I'm happy for Soul Leveling. I hope it gets season 3 really soon. And y'all can see a little bit more story that the series has.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We already know season 2 Free Rent is coming, so I'm hyped for that. It's on my reading list as well.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we get out of here, I do want to mention that the Lotus Nat Squad will be at Big Lit Comic Con this weekend coming up. That's Saturday and Sunday out Dulles Expo Center. So if you're going to be out in the area and you're coming through the Big Lick Comic Con, we'll be on the main stage most of the day. So pull up, say hi, let's take a picture together, have a good time, let's converse, and get to know one another. So with that being said, Noah, go ahead and take us out so we can go watch some more anime.
Yeah.
Word. I will see y'all next week. Happy Memorial's Day. Check us out on Patreon. That's it. Deuces.
We're out.
Bye.
Loading snacks.